Oh, no. I don't know why I did that. Hello, welcome back to the bottom. My name is Beast. Today we're back with Scaffold Stars. Today was my last day of the internship, so now we wait. Isn't that just fun? Isn't that just fun? Anyways, so yeah. Let's not do that before people get nightmares. Yeah. Something I wanted to talk about real quick is, for some reason, my brain is just not working well today. Like, ever since I was on break at, like I said, today was my last day at the internship. And ever since break, my brain just kind of shut off. I literally was finished with break, turned off my phone, put it in my bag, wanted to leave the break room, and couldn't find the door. How the fuck does that work, you may ask? I have no idea. I was looking straight at the door and did not comprehend it being the door. I looked straight at it and thought I was looking at a wall and was very confused. So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Like, something's going wrong. Can't fucking do it. Hold on. She's fucking Christ. Anyways, the next day at Ocean Daiichi Astronomy Club room. I had no particular plans today and spent the time relaxing with Yamada. Yamada seemed to be reading articles on the Six Stars blogs on the computer. Ow, my fucking toe hurts. Ow. It's the fucking... my... fuck. I'm thirsty. That's not the iced tea. That was a stupid bit anyways. I should have just drank normally, now I just build it on myself. It's not the Zizji. It's an approach. Syzygies are way crazier. Whoops, fuck. What did you have to do? It was great, they seemed to get along well. Yeah, you should be able to find something if you looked it up. It's pretty rare, though. Glancing at Yamada, start to absorb herself in the computer from the side. I look at my phone screen. So they got that yesterday. I received no words from Shiratori. I thought a call or something would be better, but she still seemed busy. You know, all I could do was wait patiently, but I was still restless. The story of humanity. Would it be better to just call Yoshioka again? That'd be mean to Shiratori. I really felt hazy when you could only wait. Find something? That's a lot. That's definitely too far out. We'll have graduated by then, won't we? Perpetual? Really? Uh-huh. What then other alumni helped us throughout Project Starlight. Considering them, it certainly didn't feel absurd. My phone got a notification. A message from Shiratori. Some from the former president.
対応できそうです。急な話ですが、今日の夕方会えませんでしょうか。
It seems I would be able to speak with her properly, just like our reliable senpai. No problem. Where should we meet?
では、夕方5時でいかがでしょうか。場所は、おととい使ったダム湖の観測地で。
Reservoir observation spot. We stargazed. Despite the unexpected suggestion, she may have had her own intentions. Understood, thank you. I had no reason to hesitate and answered right away.
それで、今日の部長は様子がおかしかったんですね。
Huh? Was I being weird?
妙にそわそわして落ち着きなく、スマホばかり見ていたので。
So it was that blatant. I feel like the recent changes in my feelings were leaking to those around me. I had to be careful for the sake of Yoshioka's dignity, too. The club ended. I got ready and then headed to the meeting place. As sunset drew nearer, the wind grew colder. I pedaled my bike, my breath forming white clouds. I arrived at the clearing overlooking the reservoir. The unchanged scenery from when we observed the plants just the other day expanded before me. Oh, that just reminds me of YouTube being a bitch with the thumbnail for part 3. It was just a little bit of panties showing. That's all. I've had thumbnails of worse, yet those are still up. The unchanged scenery from when we observed the plants just the other day expanded before me. She thought I was waiting there. I stopped my bike and approached her. Good morning, senpai. Thank you for coming.
空見くんも大事な後輩の一人。相談に乗るのも OG として当然のことですわ。
She lightly brushes her azure hair aside, drawing an arc amid the setting sun's rays.
さて、聞きたいことがあります。何にもまずそれに答えてもらいましょう。
What is it? She had totally cut in sharply before I could start talking. At the same time, she looked hard at me with dignified eyes. Straightened my back and took her gaze head on.
吉岡の様子がおかしいのです。何か知りませんか？
So she did know. I know what kind of exchange they had recently, but there's no way she'd know nothing. Answered honestly. I'm the cause.
どういうことかしら？
After the stargazing meet, it seems Yoshioka intended to offer her thanks to you. But she made a message and sent a message to me. I read it without knowing that.
読まれて困るような内容だったのです。
I don't know the details, but it was about what the two of you talked about at the meet. About how Yoshioka was conscious of a specific someone as a member of the opposite sex. She totally should have understood with that. She offered love advice for Yoshioka, thus awakening her to it. It may have been something like that.
まさかそんな几帳面な彼女がよりによってそんな過ちを。
Of all the fuck up she could have done! She exaggeratedly shook her head in a heartfelt exasperation. She knew Yoshioka well and saw her as a junior, so she would likely understand the severity of the situation.
つまり、秘めていたはずの恋心をよりによって本人に伝えてしまったと、そういうことなのですね。
Yes. So she did tell Shiatori that I was the specific person.
そのことは他の誰かに？
Due to pressing matters, I told Saotome, but I didn't mention Yoshioka. Other than that, I haven't told anyone in the Six Stars Club. Personal matters are personal matters. But everyone at the meeting seen her acting weird. You probably know what I mean.
状況は把握しましたわ。
She sighed, astonishment brazenly on her
普段は
face.
落ち着いて頼れる会長らしく振る舞っているのに、肝心なところで恐ろしいポカをやらかすのですね、あの子は。
I agreed. The gap between her panic and her normal self was staggering.
さて、
That's what makes her
どう
adorable.
すればいいのでしょう。
About that.
空見くんの方はどう思っていますの？
Huh?
大事なのはその部分でしょう。
She urged me on with the usual exaggerated hand gestures, just like an actress on stage. Suspicion crossed my mind, but I suppose there was no need to think
さす
deeply
が
on it.
に見なかったことにもできないでしょう。吉岡もそれでは納得しないでしょうし、それとも なかったことにするのがお望みでしょうか？
No, I don't. Could at least firmly deny that. I called her yesterday.
どのような意図かしら？
I thought I would tell her my feelings straight, but I was hung up on. She sighed as if lamenting her troublesome... Fuck!
聞かせていた
As if lamenting her troublesome junior. For an instant, she glanced somewhere else.
だきたいものです。
Yoshioka is somewhere.
何を
She's
伝えよ
hiding
うとし
somewhere,
てい
isn't
た
she?
の
I
か。
almost said, Honoka, let's wait with the first name until, we get to know her better. I have to say it right here.
せっかくこんな人気のない場所なのですから、遠慮なく行ってしまえばよいですわ。
Yoshioka's definitely here. Half pressured by her vigor, I broke into a cold sweat despite the chill. I was nowhere to run, accepted my fate and once more spoke what I failed to before. To be honest, Yoshioka and I are in the same boat.
同じとは？
Are or were? Were in the same boat. I never noticed my own feelings. I thought of Yoshioka as a friend from the Six Stars Club. But being together for over a year, I think that changed.
続けてください。
Her eyes sparkled while blushing slightly. Was this that interesting? And Yoshioka's feeling conveyed to me unintentionally, but it wasn't wrong. If anything, I was happy to be seen that way. It simply wasn't that I was happy as a man, it was more I realized we shared the same feelings.
同じ気持ちですか？
She's enjoying this way too much. Her interest grew stronger. I was considerably embarrassed, but I could only dash forward. Our love for the stars and, well, how do I put it? How I both like each other.
私の方まで恥ずかしくなってきましたわ。
Now don't make me say it!
いいえ、これも先輩の務め。その言葉も最後まで聞き遂げますわ。ですから、言ってごらんなさい。空見くん、あなたは吉岡のことが。
Even she hadn't said it that clearly, so I had to do it myself. If I took this public stance, surely her embarrassment would lessen. Believing that, I announced it. I love Yoshioka. I felt the wind suddenly it felt like the wind suddenly halted. The words undoubtedly reverberated throughout the crisp air. True sincere feelings.
なるほど、なるほど。ちゃんと聞こえましたか？そういうことらしいですわよ。吉岡。
She laughed mischievously, then turned around. And she did. A small figure appeared from the tree's shadows. Really did bring her here. It was Yoshioka. A fair amount of distance separated us, but my words should have reached her. Her flushed expression vividly said as much.
ほら、何をしていますの？
She took her hand and pulled her over. Why am I just imagining Yoshioka being literally pulled over in a car by an orihime in a police outfit? Why is that something that immediately came to mind? And I'm not talking sexy police woman or something. No, like bordering SWAT gear. I don't know why that came to mind. She came in front of me without much resistance. Her redness matched the burning sunset. Yoshioka? You heard what I said just now, right? She heard my confession. She finally surrendered, no longer able to run away. She spoke in a feeble voice and wouldn't look at me directly, but she responded to me. I didn't want her to run anymore or hang up on me. I wanted to face her properly and speak, heart to heart. I wouldn't put this chance she had already granted me to waste.
でも、どうしてですか？どうして私を？
Honestly, God, in one of these games, she still wasn't finished. And honestly, God, in one of these games, I literally just want to the question, like, what? But why? Why do you love me? Or shit like that. I just want the main character to just look at her. I have no fucking clue! Like, that would be amazing. She glanced up at me. She glanced at me questioningly while fidgeting, timidly mustering all the courage she had. Why did I fall in love with you?
だってこんな私地味だし面白いことも気の利いたことも言えなくて
Wrong. I know why I did that. I don't think you're plain at all. I think you're cute.
そんなことないですよ
She was flustered and red enough to give off steam. Yep, she really was cute, wasn't she? Her sincerity and strong sense of responsibility, even when they occasionally send you in circles, those are all you. And it's fun being with you. If it wasn't, I wouldn't have these
楽
feelings.
しいってそんな大げさです
We tried to Six Stars club and looked at so many stars together. We worked hard towards various things in order to do that. We stumbled at the beginning, but stood back up, overcame obstacles, seized success. After all this time, both before you became president and after, we've made it here together, haven't we? She inherited the presidency from Shiratori and overcame the challenges she met. I watched her from the side, being guided by her, at times supporting her, spending so much time with her. Throughout all of that, I saw so much of you. Your efforts, your happiness, at times, your sadness. And at some point, I think I had fallen in love with you.
私を好きに
Her smile at the stargazing meet lingered inside me. It was no brilliant light by any means, but it gave her passion, excitement for the stars, form. I could only see that sight for a short time, but our mutual feelings symbolized the time we spent together from our meeting to now. So I'll say it again. I love you, Yoshioka. You will be my girlfriend. There was no misunderstanding those words, and they were directed at no one else. I spoke clearly towards the girl in front of my eyes and no one else's. As if to keep her from escaping, I stared straight into her eyes. Yoshioka looked at me in shock, no longer averting her gaze.
彼女ってその恋人ですよね
Yes, that's right. Did you have some excessive lack of resistance to matters of love? Or was she just that unaware until now of affection towards her? Oh, rather the usual, calm Yoshioka remained. A cute girl, confused at the love being so bluntly thrust at her, stood in her place. I took her trembling hand in mine. I gently clasped it with both hands as if enveloping it. That's only one hand. Not just as friends at the same club, but I want to become lovers and watch even more stars with you from now on. Why don't we find our own? Well, did my words finally reach her heart? She looked down for a moment, then raised her head. She blushed, as before, but was smiling. She opened her small mouth and spoke.
私でよければよろしくお願いします
That must have taken all of her courage. Her voice was weak to the point only I could hear it. In that case, I had to accept it with just as much feeling. Thank you.
どういたしまして
We were now lovers.
お疲れ様です。二人とも。
But Shiratori, who watched us from a ways away, came over upon finding the opportunity.
先輩ご迷惑をおかけしました
いえ、私も素晴らしいものを見させていただきまして、感謝いたします。
Her face was dyed red as expected, but she still kept watching us with deep interest the whole
思
time.
いを遂げられたのなら、それでいいでしょう。終わりよければすべてよし、ですわ。大事な後輩の悩み事が解消され、その恋の成就まで見届けることができた。そこに何も恥じることなどありませんわ。
Thinking back on it, It was pretty embarrassing that she literally watched the entire thing from start to finish. But she was happy too. There was no lie in her feelings, so I left it alone.
それに、空見くんには礼を言わないと。吉岡のことを気にかけてくれて、ありがとうございます。
Only did what I wanted to, nothing special.
空見くんの望みと吉岡の望みが一緒だった。それだけで嬉しいではありませんか。
Yeah, I was happy.
空見くん。
Yoshioka's expression softened, her emotions composed. She corrected her posture and came in front of me. This time she looked right at me.
ちゃんと言っておかないといけませんね。
What is it?
空見くんと恋人同士になります。もう逃げ出しちゃったりはしません。でも、恋人として何をすべきか、まだ会長の仕事以上に迷惑をかけてしまうかもしれませんが、これからもよろしくお願いします。
What is this cutie I'm currently being assaulted by? Maybe this wasn't the kind of conversation a man and a woman who just became lovers would normally have, but it was charming and fit her just right. But it didn't matter as long as it was with her, long as it was her. I don't have any experience in this either, so let's do our best together.
はい、ありがとうございます。
That bashful smile of hers. Right now, it felt more dazzling than anything else. With this new relationship, we could go on. We could go on making new memories. I think that's more fitting, I suppose. We would definitely have even more fun and find even greater happiness.
しかし、素敵ですわね。俺たちの星を一緒に探しましょう。
I will smite you, Orihime.
聞いている方も鼓動が高鳴ってしまいました。
はい、本当にまだドキドキしてます。
That reminds me, I'm actually currently reading the Rakutai Kishi no Cavalry manga, and in the anime, I think he mostly only said like when the climax of the battle came, just like with my strongest, I will defeat your strongest or something like that. But in the manga, he actually says something different for every fight. In the first one, it's just with my weakest, I will defeat your strongest. Then for the second one, it was with my weakest, I will hunt your strength. Then I think with my weakness, I will bring back your pride. And I think for Toka it was with my weakest, I will cut through your invincibility. Or something like that. I don't know. But anyways. Later in the chapter, like at a part that comes after where the anime stops, there's like some guy who's like apparently a big fan of his. And while talking to Ikki, just quotes one of them. Mainly the one from the Toko fight. And Ikki just kind of crushes his drink and starts coughing. Like, he says another one, Ikki just dies a little more inside, and we find out that he wasn't even aware that he said that shit. It was just something that he did under the pressure of stress. Which is so much more amazing. Anyways. I kinda said it in the heat of the moment, so hearing it repeated sure was embarrassing. But if Yoshiyoko was happy, that was fine. I wanted to bring her joy from now on. After all, we both loved each other. Yoshioka and I become lovers. In the blink of an eye, word spread across. No way, we passed our days normally. I like that. Like, with in the blink of an eye, word spread across the entire nowhere. We didn't tell anyone. Relishing in a love life celebrated by everyone, garnering attention. Neither Yoshioka nor I wanted that. Yoshioka would probably mentally degrade fast if placed in that situation. To begin with, we went to different schools, so no matter what, we had a few chances to meet. Naturally, the time we talked outside that increased.
デートですか。
How does around next weekend sound? I proposed this idea to her. We just didn't really feel like lovers often in our daily life. My first date with her, rather my first ever date in my life. Wondered if she'd accept.
いいと思います。場所はどうなりますか？
Yes! Proposed without thinking. It would probably be hard on her personality to bring this up herself, so a good thing I did myself. I thought we could walk around Harbor Town. That's planetarium
わ
too.
かりました。こちらでも下調べしておきます。
Research, huh? I wouldn't mind if she left it to me. No, it is Yoshioka we're talking about. She would never accept leaving everything to me. Understanding that, I matched myself to her. Kinda felt like I was becoming a good boyfriend. Thanks, I'll look for places to go and stuff too. Let's work together and make it fun.
Hi.
Something fun.
とても楽しみです。
Her text revealed an honest reaction. I wonder what her expression she typed that with. Not to be a smile like mine. By the way, the next route I'm gonna go for is goddamn Orihimes because I'm really interested in what the fuck they're gonna do with that. Are they gonna make it so she's still in the third year, or are they going to make it so she's already at college, and it goes off of there? And so the day of our date arrived. We came up to the meeting spot with various expectations inside. When you mentioned Honoka City, it had to be the date spot anyone would bring up first, Harbor Town. Is Valentine's coming up in this world or something? Of course, lovers weren't the only ones who inhabited it. It was a place to hang out for friends and a place to relax for families as well. But even so, I came here today for a date with my girlfriend. My footsteps spontaneously felt lighter when I thought of that. Yoshioka, you're already here? She was already waiting where we planned to meet. My heart throbbed at her street clothes that I didn't see often.
空見くん、おはようございます。待ち合わせ時間の10分前ぴったりですね。
You were even earlier? Did I make you wait? I felt sorry I couldn't wait on her like I intended.
いえ、私も10分ほど前に着いたところです。
Got here 20 minutes early?
そうですけれど、そんなに
Yes, it
変
is.
でしたか？
It's saying right there.
この大事な日に万が一でも遅れてはいけないと思っていただけなのですが。
She whispered slightly bashfully, warming my heart. I decided to make the meeting spot indoors next time. It was excusable to make her wait out in the cold. Well, shall we go? It's a bit early, but how about lunch?
はい。ちょっと待ってください。下調べしてありますので。
Her eyes sparkled the moment she heard lunch. She took her phone and started tapping around on it quickly. You're perfectly prepared for
も
this?
ちろん、昨夜は入念に下調べ、シミュレーションも行い、それで寝る時間も遅くなって
She's
しまい
sleep
ました
deprived, isn't she?
おかげで今日はスラミ君を存分に楽しませてあげられそうです。
Look at that smug expression. This shit's amazing. Just look at that! Look at the amount of smug. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. You know what that sound means. Ah yes, the sheer amount of smug. That was an uncharacteristically impassioned speech for her.
どうでしょう。
She peeked at me with upturned eyes, feeling anxiety from my reaction. Well, to tell you the truth, I just thought that was something I ought to have done myself. And compared to my wry smile, Yoshioka's face went pale.
もしかして私、スラミ君のメンツを潰すような、初デートなのに、早くも失敗を。
No, it's okay! I think this kind of thing can work too! She was such a easy person. Ever since we started going out, she showed profuse weakness in front of me. I could think that being because she trusted me, right? Anyway, let's get lunch. If you've prepped thoroughly, I'll hop on the wagon.
わかりました。では、予定通り進めましょう。評判のレストランがあるそうなので、行ってみようかと思います。イタリアンでいいでしょうか。
That works for me. I look forward to it.
はい。よろしくお願いします。
We started walking down the street, Yoshioka as the guide. The curtain rose on our delightful time together.
そのお店のご主人は実に多芸な人だそうで、内装も凝っていて不思議な雰囲気を演出しているとか。
I listened to Yoshioka while walking towards the restaurant. She was unusually talkative and introduced interesting stuff she found throughout preparing for our first
今
night.
の店のデザインも全部自分でやったとか、ブログに書いてありました。
So he's like some craftsman or artist? What an amazing
ほら、
person!
見えてきましたよ。あそこが。
Building came into view where she pointed. An Italian restaurant with a small sign caught our eye. But it didn't have the air of a prospering business. It looked free of visitors. Huh? Whoops.
今日やってますよね。
She tilted her head and approached the entrance. The sign that might have usually had a menu written on it was placed there, blocking the way. Closed for redecoration. Oh jeez. Maybe he's a bit too devoted to the interior decoration. She's died. Spoke to her jokingly, but she didn't seem to have the time for that. She was downright frozen stiff.
せっかく予定立てて下調べは万全のはずだったのに。
I could tell that based on how she'd acted for a while now. She was indeed in shock.
すみません、空見くん。私が出過ぎた真似をしたばかりにとんだ無駄足を。ひどい失態を。
Please don't make that face like it's the end of the world! I couldn't have her collapsing this much from just a store being closed. Anyway, let's look for somewhere else. Now that I think about it, I feel like we passed by some place that looked good.
そうなんですか。では、昼食はスラミくんにお任せします。
Didn't need any dark moods on our long-awaited date. I'd liven things up if I had to drag her in. We came out after eating lunch at a family restaurant. The outside air was as chilly as ever, but perfect on our bodies, warmed with food.
美味しかったです。ありがとうございます、スラミくん。
Bitch! I spilled some again! Why am I unable to do anything today? Why am I such a failure today? Likewise, on a day like this, even a normal family restaurant tastes especially good.
紅葉日？
Day of our first date with the person I love. I decided to go on the attack today.
そんな、スラミくん、人前で言うことじゃありませんよ。
Sorry, seeing that reaction is just so fun.
スラミくんは意外と意地悪なんですね。
Guess I'll just spoil myself because it's you.
本気ですか？
Really, really. She went right at my words, but she no longer ran away or looked away. We were lovers dating, so even she probably knew we could say embarrassing things like this.
でも確かにスラミくんの言う通りかもしれませんね。ハーバータウンには何度も来たことがあるけれど、その時とは気持ちが全然違うって思います。やっぱりデートだからでしょうか。スラミくんと二人だと思うと。
She glanced at me next to her, blushing. Of course, I'd feel self-conscious after being shown that blatant shyness. Well, it's our first date. I feel the same.
そうですか。スラミくんもそうなんだ。
But we're just getting started. Let's act more like lovers a little at a time.
はい。よろしくお願いします。
We respectfully bowed. My heart felt like it would jump out of its chest. And at that characteristic sincerity. We would nurture our bonds as lovers one step at a time, like today. That new daily light, different from stargazing, made me genuinely happy.
他の皆さんにも感謝しないといけませんね。
To everyone in the Six Stars clubs who worked in the club with us, and Shiratori who nudged Yoshioka in the back. Without the Six Stars club, we may not have been here right now. You're right, to Shiratori and to Hikari and Saya. Those two who gave us their blessing.
ひかりさんたちはなんて
He might be an ignoramus, but take care of him, she said.
そんな風に言われてしまうんですか
We've known each other for ages, after all. The longer you know someone, the more just insulting you talk to them, because you know, they're just fucking around. I reported to Hikari and Saya that Yoshioka and I got together. They didn't tell me to spill or anything. I just thought I should, so I did. I got permission from Yoshioka and told them directly. So Yoshioka and I are going out now. You might be surprised at how sudden this is, but...
名工の吉岡さんでいいんだよね
Yeah.
そっか、わかった。真面目でいい人だもんね。
If she wasn't an honest and sincere good person, sincerely good person, I really just want to imagine just like Akito decides to go out with a girl that, honest to God, is just extremely bad news in every fucking way. He's just at home laughing at him, basically, behind his back. Suddenly Kai just kicks down the door, just grabs her by the fucking collar, pins her to the wall, while Saya's just jumping, trying to give her the evil eye. Stop being an asshole to Akito!
二人とも頑張って。私も応援してるよ。
Thanks, Saya.
ちょっと待って。いきなりじゃない？いつからそんなことに？
Just yesterday. A lot happened up to that point, though.
いや、でも、そっか。接点は結構あったのか。でも、アキトから告白したの？
That's right.
予想外すぎる。私が海外行ってる間に何があったのよ。
I have a lot going on, you know, even parts you don't know about.
でも誰だってそう思うでしょ？他の人はびっくりしてなかった？
No, I haven't told anyone else. Only ones who know are you two and Shiratori.
他の人には内緒でも、私たちには言うの？どうして？
Whoops. Never thought I had to. We're all friends and can't really hide anything.
ありがとう。そう思ってくれるなら嬉しいよ。あっくんなら大丈夫だと思うけど、吉岡さんのこと幸せにしてあげてね。
Yeah, I'll do my best.
そうね。なら私も認めよう。吉岡ちゃんに言っておいて。ふつつか者ですが、アキトをよろしくお願いしますって。
Why am I an ignoramus? That was how I told them the truth of our relationship. I accidentally scrolled up. Fuck. Go ahead and tell me how much of a mess I am today. I fucking know how much of a mess I am today. I'm gonna throw a bottle at you like an alcoholic father. What the fuck is happening? I probably shouldn't have touched the alcohol. I was only feeling weird enough today. I'm also slightly sleep deprived if you haven't fucking noticed. We can't just let out the entire and disguised truth, but they were my important close friends. I don't want to act vague. course, the others were the same, but, so about the others. I could probably be murdered down here, screaming in fucking agony, and no one would wonder and come downstairs to check if I was alright, because I always scream around like this. You probably heard like 2 fucking words of what I just talked about. Anyways, but we had to tell the other 6 Stars members at some point. I don't think it would affect our activities or anything, but just in case.
ひかりさんたちのことは任せてしまいましたし、他のみんなには私から説明します。
Something tells me that'll go horribly wrong.
私は会長ですからね。
Maybe she felt the personal responsibility. She looked up at the sky with a resolute
た
expression.
だ、まだ心の準備ができないので、もう少しだけ待っていただけないでしょうか。
But she soon began blushing from ear to ear and looking at me imploringly, like a small animal. The sudden change of emotion was adorable. I won't rush you. You tell them when you feel like telling them.
ありがとうございます。ちゃんといつかは言いますから。
Honestly, I almost wanted to tell everyone and I let everyone know about how cute this Yoshioka was. I almost wanted to let everyone know about how this cute Yoshioka was my girlfriend. We have to at some point, though. Let's do our best when that time comes.
私と空見くんがみんなの前で恋人宣言。
She whispered while looking far into the distance with an indefinable face. Something like shame or bashfulness. Well, we can't tell them in whatever way we can tell them in whatever way we want. Wonder what this love declaration she was imagining was. I wanted to take a look at the developing scenery in her mind. But as a boyfriend, respecting her wishes was number 1. I decided to wait for her resolve. After that, we looked around various shops. Even Yoshioka's plan that stumbled in the beginning progressed smoothly from then on.
以前から来てみたいと思っていた店がありまして。
Whoops. You didn't come with Shiratori?
そこまで強い希望ではないですし、先輩を付き合わせるのも悪いかと思うので。
And it means I'll be going with you? Please, do what you like for today. For the day.
ありがとうございます。
That, we started window shopping. We went around numerous stores. Clothes and accessories, books, home goods. We enjoyed the time together while chatting aimlessly. Eventually... She's wearing pants. I honestly wasn't expecting her to wear pants. I don't know why. We came to a store dealing in various interior goods. Yoshioka stood in a corner of it. I was looking at something modeled after a star on a shelf a little ways away when I noticed she had stopped and walked over. What is it?
空見くん。いえ、この子なのですが。
She stared at a stuffed animal with a serious expression. That's precious. That is extremely precious. Was there some extraordinary connection to it and the way... Was there some extraordinary connection to it and the reason she said she wanted to come here?
全体的にもちっとしているから、もち太郎。それとも、微妙に哀愁を感じる表情なので、アンソニーとか、どっちが合っていると思いますか？
I can get it. I gotta understand what you thought, but why Anthony for something for sad? No, before that, was this something to worry about so seriously? Why not leave it to what they want?
そうですね。どうしましょう。サラミくん、どっちの名前がいいかな？もち太郎かな？アンソニーかな？
Yoshioka pooped its fluffy hand around and spoke to me in a cute high-pitched voice. Mojitaro sounds cute.
やっぱり、私もそう思っていたんです。よかったね。可愛いって言ってもらえて。もち太郎万歳。もち太郎、やった
She had a happy voice with a soft smile. This was unexpected. Not bad though, not bad at all.
すみません。ついいつもの調子で。
Huh? Your usual mood? Usually Yoshioka was the earnest class president type.
違います。部屋で一人でいる時みたいな。
Really? A private Yoshioka?
私、こういう、ふわふわしたものが割と好きでして。変ですよね。気をつけます。
I just wanted to want him to just suddenly grab her by the shoulders. That just almost gave me diabetes. Please keep going. She went to put the stuffed animal back on the shelf in a fluster. Why? I think it's cute. But her face straightened again at my obstructing words. Anyone can see your serious side, can't they? But I get to see all kinds. The side you showed me, the side that smiles innocently at the stars, the side that panics over a mistext. They're all cute. Her smile returned. I really did love this Yoshioka the most. The Mochitara Yoshioka, the Anthony Yoshioka, I love them both.
空見くんったら、何わけのわからないこと言ってるんですか?
Despite saying that, she smiled bashfully. Her natural self that only I could see. Our distance was much closer than before. Right, let me buy Mochitaro.
そんな、悪いですよ。
I checked the price and took out my wallet. I expected about that much. It's a little late, but think of it as a Christmas present. Plus, we came out here for a date. Would make me happy to have a physical reminder.
空見くん。
Need to show off a little to prove how dependable I am, right? Seems she guessed as much and accepted my offer without resistance.
空見くんからのプレゼントなら大切にします。
This is precious.
本当にありがとう。
This is precious! She hugged the stuffed animal, smiling wide. For a time, I got to relish in that endearing side of her that one wouldn't be able to see in a normal relationship. Went to the shop, and from there headed to the planetarium. Both loved stars, so I thought we would come here for sure today. Even without discussing it, Yoshioka must have thought the same.
本日は皆様を星々の海へ、そして地球が巡る時間の旅へと招待しましょう。皆様は想像したことがあるでしょうか。1000年前の人々が見上げた夜空、そして1000年後の人々が見上げる夜空を。
The program commenced along with the narration. The theme this time seemed to be about the sky slowly changing throughout
今
time.
目の前にあるのは現在の星空。動き続ける星の真ん中にとどまっている北極星が見えますでしょうか。ではこれより時間を遡り、1000年前の星空の動きを映し出しましょう。
The star-filled sky projected onto the dome. As time flowed, the celestial North Pole circled the sky with the Earth's major North Star at the center. But the Earth's tilted axis shifted over time, like a spinning top at an angle. The celestial North Pole moved accordingly. The stars thousands of years into the future would encircle a different star. Today's program used past and future skies as its theme. The projector was fairly old, but it seems they can do programs like this, huh?
すごいです。職員さんたちの情熱の証なんでしょう。
One after another, the shifting skies were displayed. We, those from the past, those in the future, looked up at them. For just this instant, we shared these emotions with people separated by time.
未来か。
Yoshioka quietly whispered next to me. I understood her with that voice alone. because both she and I love the stars from the bottom of our hearts. We shared in the sentiments that inhabited the light that buried the night sky, and the hearts of those who looked up at it.
私たちが見ている星空は、長い時間の中のほんの一つに過ぎないけれど、だからこそ、他の誰でもない私たちの思い出になるのかもしれませんね。
Her murderer held no trace of pretense. She was undoubtedly an equal romantic to Shidatori at her core. Now it's the same. You're right. All the stars we've seen until now are in our memories. Let's see even more from now on. The program finally ended and the stars covering the dome vanished. But we basked in the aftermath for a while longer. When we came out, the sunset dyed our
やっ
surroundings.
ぱり素敵ですね。プラネタリウムは何度見ても飽きません。
They have so many programs too. I'd like to go again next
同
time.
感です。次のデートって意味ですよね。
Yeah, if you're good with it, that is. I'll research stores next
楽
time.
しみです。よろしくお願いします。
Whoops, thank you for today.
むしろ私の方が迷惑かけてしまったり。
Don't worry about it. So, all of it's a memory between the two of us. She bowed politely, clutching the bag with the stuffed animal in it. Would probably end things here. Today was fun. Spending time with her felt extremely pleasant.
空見くん、前の官房会のこと覚えていますか？
Yoshoka muttered amidst the silence.
空見くんがみんなで集まろうって言ってくれたとき、今だからできることをやろうって。
Yeah, I did say that.
私、少し不安でした。むつら星の貝が大きくなって、今までできなかったこともできるようになって、でも、私はそこについていけるだろうかと。私が知っているのは、先輩と二人きりの部活ばかりでしたから、空見くんがそれを気遣ってくれたって、そう思いました。嬉しかったです。
Yoshioka. That was certainly also a reason I started that meet, and with the spark of the words we exchanged at the time we were together like
そ
this.
れに、もっと大事なものを、空見くんは私にくれました。それは、空見くんと一緒に見る星。きっと楽しくなると信じられる、たくさんの新しい思い出。だから、改めてお願いします。だから、改めてお願いします。
She stared at me as she
これ
spoke.
からもずっと、私の恋人でいてください。
She stared at me as she spoke.
これからも
Those eyes
ずっと
clearer than anything else reflected only
Only
me. I felt as if I would be sucked in and my pulse quickened. Of course, likewise, I hope you'll remain mine. With that, I approached her. I took her small hand in mine. This had to be where this was heading, by what we both decide. I gradually closed the distance between us. Just before her shoulders shuddered, I pulled back in surprise as well.
その、ありがとうございました。では、帰りましょう。
Yeah, right, let's go home. She spoke quietly, glossing over it, and started walking. Yeah, maybe because it was too early. I couldn't get too greedy, so I had to take it slow. Thus, our first date came to an end. She's gonna agonize about that over this at night, isn't she? Or not, huh? Oh well. Boop. Some time passed since we started dating. The seasons changed, winter to spring, and the wind grew warmer. We advanced to grade and met our new underclassmen.
皆さん、報告ありがとうございます。新年度の始まりは順調のようですね。
Yoshoka collected everyone's reports at the first meeting of the year. It was right after the entrance ceremony, but some clubs already had newcomers coming to check them out. A good sign of things to
ど
come.
こもすごいなぁ。むつら星の未来は明るいってことかね。ひかりさんはその立役者でしょう。感謝してもしきれません。もうあれだね。名誉会員だね。そうなの？私殿堂入りとかしちゃうの？やだもう。
Everyone's expression brightened at the info each club brought up. All the presidents here were probably aware of how they would be succeeded by the next generation. What once was anxiety had been totally blown away. The Six Stars Club would surely go on to continue chasing the stars together.
どの部でもこれから数週間の間に状況がはっきりすると思います。そのあたりで臨時の会合を開くかもしれません。その際にはよろしくお願いします。わかりました。よろしくお願いします。
The meeting ended and we disbanded. I peeked at Yoshioka while leisurely gathering my stuff.
まだ残ってるの?
That came to me as she left. Yeah, I've got something to do.
そうなんだ。じゃあまた今度ね。
She's satisfied with herself with that, guessing my intent. Among those in the Six Stars Club, only Saya and Hikari knew of Yoshioka and I's relationship. Since they opened up about it, Saya stopped coming to my clubroom as a commuter wife. Okay, it did show up on cam. According to her...
変な噂になったら吉岡さんに迷惑だからね。だからこれからは何かあったら吉岡さんを頼るんだよ。
This iced tea tastes strangely bitter after the cider. It's really weird. So it seemed.
ひかり、途中まで一緒に帰ろう。うん、そうね。じゃあ、秋人、またね
Fuck. Everyone left and only Yoshioka and I remained. Good work, Yoshioka.
空見くん、どうしたんですか?
Well, I was wondering if I could help with help with anything.
大丈夫ですよ。今日の分はもう書類にまとまってますから。
Bo's work was finished for the time being. Papers organized into a
空
file.
見くんのところも新入生が来てくれたんですよね。入ってくれそうですか?
Yeah, probably. Yabata took charge of talking to them, but I think she left a good impression. Got pretty into it. Looks like she'll do her best from now on.
マイヤの名も無事に受け継がれそうですか? うちもコロナさんのおかげで安心できています。
But this will be switching over, huh? Just as Shiratori ceded the presidency to Yoshioka, I would entrust the next generation to Yamada and Yoshioka to Korona. Having earned a class one would help prepare them for it. In that sense, Yoshioka had it worse when she inherited from
どう
Shiratori.
しました?
Just thinking again about how you work so hard.
もう、いきなり何ですか?
She looked away in a huff, embarrassed. We often displayed our emotions like this when we were alone. But during meetings, she kept private matters private and carried out her duties as president thoroughly. She was amazing. But, by the way, about what we talked about before.
どの話でしょうか?
How we would find a chance to tell everyone about us. Her body shivered, startled at my words.
そんなに気になるんですか? その話を進めたいんですか?
No, it's not what I want. It's just rare for you to always make good on. It's just rare for you when you always make good on your promises.
そういう簡単な問題ではないですよ。これは
Whoops.
勇気がいることです。
It was simple. You only had to decide when to tell the others about our relationship. We started dating in January and it was already April, but Yoshioka hadn't reported to anyone other than Shiratori.
もちろん知ってます。話すべきだということくらい。でもやっぱり恥ずかしくて。
She was a lady through and through. It seemed her shyness towards laying her love bare would never change. Considering that, it felt like a miracle that we even started dating. If she hadn't mistexted me that day, I wonder when we would have. The power of coincidences.
空見くんは
Ah, hiccups!
困りますか?
Does what bother me?
その他の人に隠したままでいるのはやっぱり嫌なんでしょうか?
I wouldn't go that far. I'm genuinely satisfied as we are.
そうですよね。だからもう少し先延ばしにしても。
But at this rate, we'll have no one to invite to the wedding.
結婚? 空見くん気が早いです。
You're only playing around with me? I really wanted to pull that card because we've seen how often that card is pulled on protagonists. Let the protagonist pull it once. Just joke! Don't react so loudly!
空見くんが意地悪なせいですよ。
I was close. Even if we were alone, we couldn't tell if we were being hurt by someone. We had to be careful. But we've gone on tons of dates where we're all over each other, haven't we? We still couldn't really touch each other, but we spoke our affection without hiding it during them. We've progressed at a slow yet steady pace.
それは空見くんが相手だからですよ。もう恥ずかしいところはたくさん見られてしまいましたし、空見くんならいいよって開き直ってるんです。
Oh. You could say this conversation was like those times people wouldn't stop talking about their significant other. We definitely flirted more in private. 空見くんどうしました？ Whoops. Well, what you just said felt really girlfriendy, so I was savoring it. Almost want you to say it over and over if possible.
空見くんならいいです。こんなお願い聞くのも空見くんだからですよ。
That reminds me, I'll probably actually open up the Patreon soon. And you really are cute.
私もそう言ってもらえると嬉しいです。
Now just like that, but in front of...
それは別問題です。
Dang, the silly Steve.
空見くんと一緒なら楽しいし、嬉しいこともたくさんありますが、私が空見くんと男女と
Why is
して
she breathing
お
heavily?
付き合いしてるだなんて。
The expression looked melted. I wonder how the others would react if they saw it. If it's hard to say, then I...
いえ、空見くんにそんなことはさせられません。
She switched from a limp smile to a firm club president in an instant. How
待
dexterous.
っていてください。いつか必ずみんなにも伝えます。
Okay, do your best. Asagata would just straight up say, look, the deadline is by when you pass on the presidency to Corona. The day before that. It certainly wasn't as if continuing our relationship without telling the others caused inconvenience. Yoshioka acted as president without fail like before. There was no concern there. But I sometimes wondered, had everyone kind of noticed?
すっきり。あれ、秋に残ってたの？
Corona entered the club room, seemingly from the toilet. Has something to do, I'm leaving soon.
秋には最近よく部長のお手伝いしてるよね。お疲れ様。コロナ様、お疲れ様。資料は片付けておきましたよ。あー、ごめんなさい部長。コロナの仕事だったのに。大丈夫ですよ。さあ、帰りましょう。はい。じゃあ、戸締まり確認します。
We calmly passed the time yet again today. I walked underneath the sunset's red sky on my way home to South Dolmer. Yeah, just on my way home from Mako. Turned around at the voice behind me and saw Takichi on his way home too. We naturally started walking shoulder to shoulder. Basketball? Honestly, that just feels like they have like an arm around each other. Just one fucking a fucking bottle in one hand. Which sounds fun. Looks like it. Seems like things will get busier from here on out. Takichi came and went a lot like it was nothing until now, but it was strange to think on it. Still, I felt lonely about losing a connection to my best friend. I don't mind it as long as it's you, but you're also friends we discussed. I don't mind it as long as it's you, but you're also a friend we stargaze with through Jinno. Why not double up on clubs if you want? We strolled down the streets while chatting. Having a friend to talk unreservedly with felt pleasant. What's up? Huh? His words astonished me. What exactly did he mean? Well, I'm the astronomy who looks at the stars and all. What are you? I'm sure Zach no following. Composed. Expected of a close friend. His sharp eyes interrogated me, asking, "Your days without a girlfriend are over, aren't they?" What to do? Yoshioka still hesitated. It would probably be bad to talk about it to someone myself. But Takichi wasn't a blabbermouth. That much I could trust. Promise you won't tell anyone else.
わかった。約束する。
Well, like you guessed, I got a
そ
girlfriend.
れは天の川と改めて恋人になったとかか？
I shook my head. Like I thought, people really did see Sai and I's relationship as special.
じゃあ誰なんだ？
Yoshioka, the Six Stars Club president.
なるほどな。ま、お前が自分で選んだならいいんだろうけどよ。で、順調なのか？
My progress with Yoshioka. I confessed in January. We had our first date. We had several others since then. Many things happened in that time. Happy things, fun things. Was it egotistical to want to brag about our development? Listen and stay calm, Take.
なんだそれ。まさか。
On our recent day, we became able to walk holding hands. That sounds so pitiful! However, that's lewd. Also, like, hold on. Like, there's that gap that shows up every now and again in my beard. I don't know why that is. It's fucking annoying.
は？
I like how instead of just what or it's just bruh. Bruh. Just bruh.
は？
Bruh. You haven't talked with her much, huh? You know, she's normally so calm and serious, but she goes red with the littlest things. It's so cute. We all held hands a few times before, but she'd always say anything more was too embarrassing. But on our last day, we walked about 5 minutes like that. Isn't that amazing? This is sad. I remembered that time. We decided to take a walk until the planetarium started showing, so we strolled around the area. As we did, I suggested holding
わか
hands.
りました。覚悟を決めました。どうぞ。
Thanks, Yoshioka.
空見くんの手、あったかい。
So's yours. It's so smooth.
そうですか？そんな、スリスリされたら。
She's buttering her muffin at home about the feel of his hands, isn't she? It's warm. Wait, is it getting hotter?
恥ずかしくて、
You don't have to push yourself. I'll leave it to you.
頑張ります。プラネタリウムが始まるまでくらいは、せめて。
At this rate, we might even be able to walk arm in arm within the year. Man, I'm looking forward to it. Yoshioka's so cute. Hey, Take, what is it?
いや、お前さ、もっとこう、ねえのかよ。
Sad exasperation from the bottom of his
キ
heart.
スするとか、もっとその先とか、とにかくいろいろあんだろ？
It's kissing Yoshioka. I could picture the course of events just by imagining. She would definitely collapse. You've already gotten that far with
い
Juno.
や、俺のことはどうでもいいっての。
I couldn't quite imagine just how their relationship was. But Takichi moved pretty assertively, so maybe they'd gotten way further than
とに
us.
かく、恋人なんだろ？彼女なんだろ？がっつくとまでは言わなくても、攻めの姿勢くらいいいと思うぞ。
Speaking honestly, it wasn't like I didn't feel that way. I was a guy, after all, with normal size. But I hesitated to push that to the forefront with her. She was always level-headed. Behind that, she had a cute, playful and pure-hearted side of her. A relationship more than what we had now. It's hard to envision. Well, I'll think on it.
恋愛の先輩の言葉、よく覚えておけよな。
I fucked up, yet it worked out oddly well. Like, I accidentally hit... Like, I don't know even what I hit, but it bounced back, landed on the printer, bounced twice, and then landed on the heap. Which I still need to... Actually, no. There's not quite enough to collect yet. For that, he left all smooth. I kinda couldn't exactly say his back didn't look somewhat larger than usual in the sunset. The Six Stars Club came to life, its scale widening. I still continue reporting to Shiatori on current and future prospects. Yet again today, I visited her room and talked about various things. But recently, he more often than not became the topping between us. What? Except... Oh, you confused me. We're currently Yoshioka. I accepted his confession in front of her and began a relationship with her recognition. So even if it was a little embarrassing, I could speak without much reservation. She was very reassuring to me right now.
吉岡は妹のようなものですから、その恋を応援するのも私の務めのようなものです。
先輩がいなかったら、そもそも自分の気持ちにも気づけませんでしたからね。本当に感謝しています。
I didn't know how many times I'd repeated that, but no amount was enough to express it. Shiatori would always be someone important to me.
吉岡は一人で抱えがちな部分もありますからね。もっと他の人を頼ってもいいのです。
自分では意識していないのですが、やはりまだそう見えますか？
Very.
いいえ、最近はそういった雰囲気は薄れていますわね。やはり空見くんに頼ることを覚えたからかしら。
I did rely on Sorami more frequently at the club. I asked him for a little help at every meeting, and we rambled on together. Surely no one noticed our relationship yet. Maybe it was bad for enjoying that thrill all the while.
そんなにふにゃふにゃして、空見くんがちょっと羨ましいですわ。
空見くんと一緒にいると、確かにそれを感じます。リラックスしていられるというか、素の自分でいられるんです。
良いことですわね。きっと空見くんもそんな吉岡を可愛がってくれます。
そんな感じですね。
There were embarrassing parts of it, too. I just couldn't act proper like usual in front of it. But it calls me cute, so I ended up wanting to spoil myself more.
そういえば、前回のデートでは進展があったとか？ずいぶんはしゃいでいましたわね。はい、
そうなんです。
それはもしかして、キスとか？
空見くんと手をつないで歩いてしまいました。
Why does she have so much smug? We walked hand in hand on our last date. It was only for a short time, but I remember it vividly.
空見くんの温かい手で撫でられて、たまらなくドキドキして。
I like how Orihime is just... What?
空見くんもスベスベしてるって言ってくれて、恥ずかしいけれど嬉しくて。
吉岡？それはもしかしてよろしくないのではないかしら。
Reaction was unexpected. She knit her brow and stared at me. Did I make a mistake?
どういうことですか？
恋人になってから今までかけてそれくらいしか進展していなかったのです。
進展ですか？でも少しずつですが進んでいますよ。
でもキスくらいはすでに済ませているものかと思っていました。
キスだなんて恥ずかしいです。私にはそんな大胆なことできません。
まるでカタツムリですわ。それではいろいろあるでしょ、この先。
ひよい交際をと考えていましたが、それではダメでしょうか。
I wasn't completely ignorant, of course. I had a vague image of the steps that came after. But right now we should bear moderation in mind and maintain pure relations. Surely Sonami thought the same. At least I believed so.
確かに締結は尊いものです。しかし空見くんもいつかは恋人であるあなたを求めることでしょう。 性的な意味で。
性
いえ、いつかの話ではなく、今もそう思っているかもしれない。ただ、隠しているだけで。
空見くんが、そんな。
もちろん想像に過ぎませんが、全くないとは言い切れませんわ。吉岡を抱きたいと思っているとか。
私を抱く。それって、まさか。
Even if I knew I mustn't listen to those blunt words, I couldn't take my eyes away from her.
セックスでしょ？
いけません、先輩！そんな、先輩の力
でも、もし求められたら、恋人として受け入れるべき時もあるでしょう。
あの優しい空見くんに限って、そんなこと。
彼も健全な男子学生ですわ。そういったことに興味がないなんてありえません。
でも、私、そんな。
心だけでなく、体のつながりもあってこそ、大人の関係にはそれが重要なのではないかしら。
A.
体のつながり。空見くんとですか？
もしも、仮にですけれど、実は空見くんが今の潔癖な吉岡に不満を抱いていたとしたら。
不満だなんて嫌です。空見くんに嫌われたくありません。
だったら体で示してくれよなんて、もしもそんなことを言ってきたら。
What is happening? I looked up at the clear sky and felt the sun's rays. The wind still chilled me, but thanks to the sun, it felt pleasant. Moreover, being able to spend time with my girlfriend made it completely negligible. That's right, we're in the middle of a day today. Despite our familiarity, we hadn't exhausted our enjoyment of this state spot. We poked into new shops and tried eccentric food. Our cheerful time together passed by as always, so I thought. Something was different today. Yoshioka?
なんでしょう。
I mean, you just went quiet for a while. I wondered if anything was wrong.
すみません。ちょっと考え事を。
She has similarly stopped listening to me numerous times today. She followed me fine while walking, but the atmosphere was far off from our usual dates. You feeling bad? Should we rest?
休憩。
Oh no. She instantly went red and raised her voice. Did I say something weird?
そうなんですね。やっぱり空見くんも。
Yoshioka? Really, are you okay?
大丈夫です。大丈夫です。
That's good, then, but, she muttered something with a grave expression, as if something was wrong. She never acted like this until now, but this was too sudden. I didn't have to follow you, said why either. This is the first time we spent such a hazy-feeling time together. In the end, the time slipped on by, and it was almost time to go home. Yoshioka really did act weird from beginning to end, going vacant, falling into thought, talking to herself. So it's time to go home. I can take you home if you want.
どうして？
Well, no matter how you look at it, you've been weird. It doesn't feel right to part like this.
でも私の家はさすがに。
She took a few deep breaths. What in the world was about to happen? Then she faced me. Like a warrior princess marching towards death, her eyes pierced through me.
空見くん、
Yes?
今から空見くんの家にお邪魔していいでしょうか？
I'm sorry. What? We rode the bus to Sao Tome. Spring sunset came late, but the sun had completely sank by the time we arrived. Just being together for this long was rare, and yet she came to my home. There was no way I, or she, didn't understand what that meant. I quietly peeked into the store. The fuck? Ah, message. If I recall, the manager was out today, since I should have been watching the store alone. Right now she was... sleeping. Nice!
空見くん、何がいいんですか?
Nah, it's just usual, don't worry about it. We ran up to the house, being careful not to wake Sensei. We came to my room, we were utterly alone, no one around but us. Do you want something to drink?
いいえ、大丈夫です。
No one was outside the room, it was okay, no problem. So, what business did you have?
はい。ですね、今日は両親にも遅くなるかもと伝えてあります。
You mean...
しばらくはこの部屋にいても大丈夫です。ですから、私を抱いてほしいんです。
With her faces that had to have been red, her nervousness went wild at her brazen words.
嫌ですか?
Not want to? I'm over the moon, obviously, but why?
私、空見くんが大好きです。こうして一緒にいるだけで幸せな気分になります。でも、恋人らしいことができているか不安に思うこともあって、もしかしたら空見くん、欲求不満になっているのではと。
Did I seem like I was?
いえ、私は気づかなかったんです。でも先輩が、もしかしたらって。
Tori again, huh? That woman inciting the peoninas in Yoshioka like this. I was wholeheartedly grateful.
空見くんの男の子でしょ? その欲求を鎮めるのも恋人の務めですから。
Not fair. Of course I'd start feeling conscious of things like that after having that said to me. This is my first time with something like this, so it might not be very good.
大丈夫ですよ。私だって初めてです。どのつく素人です。だから空見くんに任せるくらいしかできませんけど、お願いします。私の体で気持ちよくなってください。
She bowed her head deeply. Forget holding back, I couldn't do that any longer with that courage in front of me. Yep. That is indeed like some kind of weird skirt pants mix. That is actually a CG I should still be able to show, relative, especially now. It literally just looks like she's still sleeping. Anyways, sex scene time. Okay, so the sex scene should be over now. I opened up my second cider, because I'm clearly no alcoholic. Help. Anyways, boop. I held her with both hands as she leaned up. We spent some time feeling each other's heat, basking in the afterglow of our intense act. Like one of the people I was in the stream watching. One of the people was in... I don't need to say one of the people that was in the stream watching. I'm gonna just say it straight up. Bud. Like, Bud reacted to the lie where she said that it was their first kiss. Like, wait, hold on, that's their first kiss? There's their first time together and she's already inside her. And it's the first kiss. That's the wholesome. That's the wholesome at all. No, I'm the one who should be saying that. Thank you for the meal. Oh, the sun had completely set. Yoshioka and I chatted while waiting for the bus at the street in front of Satome. I'm just worried. You're still walking a little,
やっぱりそうですか。まだ感触が残ってる感じ。
I don't know why that wave of hair is always there. I try to make it so my hair doesn't have that weird wave, but it just keeps going there. It's like my hair just wants me to look like some kind of posh, cocky nobleman bastard in a show. Anyways, she made a troubled face while holding her lower abdomen. We rested for a while, but it was probably hard to act naturally. Our relationship leaped forward today. We haven't even kissed yet, and we went right over the line. I don't regret it, of course. Rather, my love for her deepened further.
なら、お金くらいは
What? I'll cover it. It's a necessary expense towards protecting my girlfriend.
空見くんたら
I decided to take her home in the end. I took work off the whole day for our date, so there was no issue there. Plus, I feel like being with you longer today.
それなら仕方ないですね。私も
Whoops,
確か
fuck.
同じ気分です。
The disheveled, sensual Yoshioka who rode on top of me was extremely charming. But I really did enjoy spending this peaceful time together. It was reaffirmed that simply satisfying physical desires wasn't love. It's fun seeing you act differently from normal. When you're the capable club president, when you show me your cute side, and your expressions during sex, just make me think about how much I love you.
私もです。今日はまた空見くんの素敵なところを知ってしまいました。
Also, while the others were viewing the sex scene, like I literally only showed, like I didn't even get to the halfway point before I started skipping because it was taking way too long. Anyways, like while the others were just viewing the sex scene, I was like kept reading like no Cavalry, and by God, that manga has the meanest fucking cliffhanger. It's literally just, hey, here's that guy who won the last tournament. He's gonna fight him. Manga over. Yeah, I'm not saying that. Wait for the next chapter. I'm saying manga over. Anyways.
これからもずっとよろしくお願いしますね。
Yeah, same here. We brought our faces together, closed our eyes, and sought each other with a kiss. The stars in the clear sky above blessed us as we did so.
今日は多忙の中参加していただきありがとうございます。
Yoshioka's dignified voice resounded in the middle of our line of seats. Six Stars Club was holding a special meeting today at the Meiko Academy Astronomy Club. She only asked for those to come who were able, but all of the usual faces
まず
gathered.
新入生の入部現状について各部から報告が集まってきました。どの部も複数人の新入生が訪れ正式に入部届を出してくれているとのことです。目覚ましい成果ですね。はーい、パチパチパチ。
Why is it so adorable to just imagine the Kora just they're like
日頃の成果もあるっすけど、やっぱりプロジェクトスターライトがでかいっす。
あれ以来ブログのアクセスとかもかなり増えてますもんね。
I think a big goal is easy to understand for both everyone here and people thinking of studying astronomy. Want to do another big event this year too, like the Perseus in the summer or something.
そのことにも関連すると思いますが、もう一つ報告があります。
She straightened her posture and started explaining while indicating some materials. A new astronomy circle had formed in a neighboring city. It seems to act at not just with one club from one school, but multiple like us, and with support from outside volunteers. They sent a greeting to us, the Six Stars Club, who gave them the opportunity to launch themselves.
すごい。そんなことになってたんだ。普段の活動からというわけではないですが、今後は何らかの形で協力したり、意見を交わしたりできるかもしれません。例えば、プロジェクトスターライトのような大規模なものであれば、共同で計画を進めるという形も可能かと思います。 じゃあ、前よりももっとたくさんの人が集まって、いろいろできるってことですか？はい。足並みを揃えるのは今まで以上に大変でしょうが、それを踏まえても価値あることだと思います。
Definitely think so too. Our goal's been to expand the circle of astronomy. I want even more people to know about the brilliance of the stars. If they did, someday, might just be able to make a true bright night a reality. Everyone nodded at my words. It was what we wanted to convey through Project Starlight. Even if they were blotted out by the light, the twinkling stars never stopped being there. Everyone knew that. They all felt the future like that was no tall tale.
次はもっとすごいことができるのかな。それ、すっごく楽しみだね。まとめ役も大変になりそう。白鳥さん、吉岡ちゃんと来たら、次はコロナかな。プレッシャーが。
From now on, the things we could do would increase. The shape of our activities would likely change with the coming of so many new members. Yoshoka still had time remaining to lead us as president. Our responsibility was large, but no anxiety appeared in her eyes. She could unquestionably press on forward forever. Our eyes met. Perhaps she noticed me staring. Hope exceeded anxiety for the future. We both probably held that same hunch. Suddenly nodded. Yoshoka smiled shyly and opened her mouth.
今日、実はもう一つ、皆さんにお伝えしたいことがあります。
Everyone paid attention to her commanding voice. She looked over their faces and took a deep
皆
breath.
さんには内緒だったのですが、やはり話しておくべきだと思いました。私、吉岡ほのかは、星野第一の空見くんとお付き合いさせていただいています。恋人として交際しています。
She looked at me and clearly declared so.
もちろん、会の活動に影響を及ぼすようなことは、今までも考えていませんし、今後も控えていきます。しかし私自身至らぬ部分もあり、皆さんに迷惑をかけてしまうかもしれません。何卒ご容赦いただきますよ。よろしくお願いします。
Honest to God, just want everyone to go like, oh, we know. What? Oh, we know. But why? Hikari blabbered. She spoke in rapid fire, still afraid of seeing everyone's reactions. Asked the same. We're taking care of to have a moderated relationship. We'll be happy if you could permit us. I followed after with a firm statement. Everyone listened with stern expressions.
おめでとう。これからも頑張ってね。
Among them, Saya started clapping. Then everyone joined in. She and Hikari already heard this, but took the initiative in showing their support. I felt grateful on the inside.
いい顔してる。いい宣言だったよ。ありがとう。
Motherfucker! How much more cider am I gonna spill today? I'm a disgrace! Everyone welcomed Yoshioka's courage. You must have been glad we opened up too. She smiled happily while bowing her
本
head.
当に、すみません。いきなりの話で驚かせてしまって。
大丈夫だよ、部長。前からだいたい察してたから。コーラコロナ空気読め。
I kinda expected that, but Yoshioka's eyes widened with heartfelt surprise.
察してたって、どういう。
多分もう付き合ったりしてるんだろうなって、きっとみんなわかってるかなって。
みんな？
まあ、確かに驚きはしないですね。最近空見とよく話してたみたいだし。
吉岡さんはポエミーな雰囲気してたっす。
そうだったんですか。
Her head drooped gloomily, as if her declaration ended up swinging at air. It's a good thing, isn't it? We've reconfirmed our bonds with the other members. I supported her probably had a duty as her boyfriend to fulfill.
そうですか？
Everyone was watching you, caring about you. I'm sure that's what it means.
吉岡さんたちのこと応援してるよ。
そうそう。これからはむつら星公認カップルとして存分にラブラブしちゃいなよ。
They all wished us well with a smile. There was nothing to lose heart over.
皆さん、ありがとうございます。
She bowed once more with a full-faced smile. Thus the official 6 stars lovers were born. Good work,
あ
Yoshioka.
りがとうございます。
I poured some tea for Yoshioka after the meeting. I had a tacit understanding that the end of each meeting was for each other. Everything's unrecognizable from how it used to be, huh?
そうですね。ずいぶん様変わりしたものです。
Every astronomy club member from each school's names were recorded in the 6 Stars Club directory. We had gotten considerably larger this year. If each one loved the stars and worked towards expanding astronomy, I wonder how strong we would be.
不安に感じていた頃が嘘のようです。
She muttered while sipping her
今
tea.
活動が変わっていって、私が知っていた頃とは別物になって、みんなに置いていかれそうになるかもしれない、なんて思っていました。
Whoops. Hey, you're doing well. Some of your fears were probably groundless. You're more dependable than you think. Have some confidence.
そうかもしれませんけれど、理由は他にもあるんです。
She looked at me. Her cheeks blushed in slight embarrassment, but she didn't look away as she once
三
did.
つら星の会が変わっていったとしても、空見くんは一緒にいてくれますから。今の私にとって一番は空見くんです。だからこれからも頑張りますよ。
You've got high hopes. I'll be there to support you. We're an official club now, so we can get as close as we want. Even in front of others.
空見くん、もしかして人前でもアピールしたいとか、そういうことを思ってたんですか？
Well, I will say I felt like that a little.
私が恥ずかしがるの分かっててですか？意地悪ですよ、空見くん。
Sorry, but it seems the cat was out of the bags, so it all turned out alright in the end.
そうでした。ちゃんと隠してたつもりなんですけどね。
There was also the fact that, since properly confessing, we consciously made time for each other. Not noticing might have been the natural thing for the members we'd known for so long. But I'm happy you resolved yourself. We can rest easy now. From now on, we can date without hesitation. I'm grateful that you told everyone.
そうですね。でも、節度を持った付き合いは忘れないでください。
She switched to club president mode and pouted her lips. But only for an instant, and she soon gave a warm smile.
二人きりの時はちゃんと私も素直に甘えさせてもらいますから。
Like right now?
そうですね。
She got in close to me. I could feel her comfortable body heat through her clothes.
そういえば、まだ隠し事ありますね。
You don't need to tell them that you had sex. Huh?
私と空見くんがもうエッチまでしちゃってること、このことは私たちだけの秘密でしょ？
Yeah. She stared at my face from close up. My pulse quickened at the words that fell from her lips.
私は空見くんのことをたくさん
All of it?
形もして
Well, I hope it fit.
顔も
Probably would have been either very painful or very disappointing if it didn't. This is a bad bit. I should stop. How bold of you. I felt my face turn red as she spoke so daringly with a spellbound expression.
恥ずかしい思いをさせられてしまった仕返しです。
And Korona's just standing in the doorway. You tell the others. She smiled mischievously, her natural face that only I knew, that only I could see. If you say stuff like that, this won't just end as this won't end as just revenge.
いいですよ。
Oh, they fucking.
私はそれで
Oh, they fucking.
二人きりになってさっきから意識しちゃってますから。
Are they fucking? As nice a place was ours, we could be bolder than usual. She and I felt the same. I wanted to embrace her right this second. Those eyes welled up inside me. I forgot to turn this back up to 100. And Yoshioka, can we do it here?
ちょっと待っていてください。
Yeah, you please wait a minute, because I need to do this. She let go for a moment to lock the door. That way no one could intrude on us. She then started stripping her uniform. My member quickly responded.
初めての時は任せてしまいました。
Lies.
今日はまず
Lies.
私が
Lies! She still is wearing her uniform. I'm not happy about that. Anyways, she's saying this.
空見くんに精一杯保持しますね。
She urged me into the chair, then moved her hand to my crotch. There we go. Oh, it surprisingly makes sense. The part that would have been visible there is currently still covered. She literally just pulled up her shirt. Wait, she wasn't wearing a bra then, because I don't see a bra anywhere. Jesus. Anyways, back to the sex. Another sex scene. I mean, skipping. Sex scene's over. And I like to let you know that I held this position for the entirety as a sex scene, and I regret it because first off, it looked fucking stupid. Second off, my arm hurts now. We stayed like that for a long while. Soon the curtain of night had fallen outside the window, the club's room's lights leaking through the curtain and dimly illuminating the evening. We sobered from the excitement and calmly returned. We passed tranquility while drinking hot coffee. Sure are a lot of astronomy club logs.
昔のも取ってありますから。名工天文部の歴史です。
I took one and opened it. The date was a year before last, before we came to the Six Stars Club. It was around the time Yoshioka and Shizatoru continued the club by themselves with other ghost members who didn't
今
attend.
とは全然密度が違いますよね。
It really is. They couldn't even properly stargaze at the time. I wonder how they felt spending this time back then.
私がこの天文部に入ったのは入学してすぐの頃です。
I looked up from the log. Yoshioka narrowed her eyes as if looking far into the distance. Then she started speaking of her past memories. I didn't have any particular interest in astronomy at the time. It was nothing more than another club. While conflicting over which to join, some friends simply invited me to look around at some. On the other hand, she thought he managed her club all by her lonesome, yet tirelessly strove to revive it. Her methods were a little strange, though.
新たに生まれいずる時を待つ星の卵たちよ。今日はあなた方にあまたの人々が紡いできた物語を語りましょう。
You remember, Salami? It was like the time we first met. Oh boy.
迫り来る脅威、海の最悪ケトス。押し寄せる鳩を前にアンドロメダ姫の命運はもはや尽き果て、避けられぬ死に怯えるばかり。しかしそこで海風を切り裂いて突如響く天魔の稲なき。その背にまたがるたくましき青年、その名も勇者ペルセウス。
She's very, very disturbed. She changed her air sovereign back then. Kind of adorable, kinda. It felt like I was taken to a different world. She told numerous tales of the stars. Like a majestic actress upon a stage. Her commanding voice, her beauty, her regal air about her that kept at bay any and all impurity. Her light enchanted me.
ねえ、吉岡さん、これはちょっと。
What?
すごいね。そう？このノリついていけなくない？
I
そうかな。私は
My other friends seemed put off. I don't think they could help it. But I was...
これが勇者ペルセウスとアンドロメダ姫の出会いの物語。はるか古代の人々が夜空を満たす満天の星をカンバスにして描き上げてきた星座。
Close.
それにまつわる神話の一つですわ。
That was adorable.
天の光はすべて星。他にも数えきれないほどの物語がその輝きとともにあるのです。
聞きます。聞かせてください。
よろしいですわ。しばしの間、大下駄の戯れに付き合っていただきましょう。
Senpai's stories, not just that, every bit about her completely charmed me. I stayed with her until late
あ
that
りが
day.
とうございます。
すごく面白かったです。
I decided to join the astronomy club.
あの時どうしてそこまで深い感動を覚えたのか。天文部に入って何をしたかったのか。
Something good friends. The entire name slipped my mind right now. Hold on. Dear good friends. I'm an idiot.
部の存続が危ぶまれる中で忘れかけてしまっていたけれど、今ならはっきりわかる気がします。私は先輩のようになりたかった。胸の内にある思いを誰かに伝えたかった。共有したかったんだと。今はそれが叶いました。
She smiled to me. She achieved the hopes she held and was now taking new steps forward, using that experience as fuel. That noble heart of hers wouldn't lose to even Shiratori.
空見くんと会えて本当に良かったです。空見くんのおかげで願いが叶ったんですから。一緒に星を見たたくさんの思い出、その度に思い浮かぶ空見くんの笑顔。
But guys, once again, it's like this calm version of Dear Good Friends. Also, I think I have ever slight. Nah, not really quite.
それはとっても素敵でしたから。私と同じだって思いましたから。もし運命というものがあるなら、まさにこの出会いがそうなのかもしれません。
She spoke on a trance. Girls whose dreams ran with stars. The girl who loved the romantic more than anyone else. She always hit it with dignified actions and a calm attitude, but she was surely the biggest dreamer of them all. I don't feel like poking fun at that, though. I mean, even I was guided by the fate she spoke of. Do you remember the first time I came here?
星を見ない天文部員。
Yeah, I was invited to the Six Stars Club, but I declined first, didn't I?
せめて会合には出てほしいって私が言ったんでしたっけ。
That's right. If I never had the whimsy to go along with that, or if the atmosphere hadn't made it difficult for me to leave, we wouldn't be here like this, would we? Normally it would be laughable, but maybe it really was fate.
そうですね。
The girl taken by the romance of the stars. The boy who threw them away for a time and lived aimlessly. I was sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, grateful to fate's thread for connecting those two.
私たちの星を探したいと空見くんは言ってくれましたね。
Yeah, that's what I want more than anything.
きっとそれは未来の空に両手いっぱいでも溢れてしまうくらい広がっています。だからずっとずっとそばにいてくださいね。
You've heard the ending before, which isn't even the ending, it's like a second opening. The chill of night still lingered this time of year. Two of us walked together. We looked up, and there was the spring sky, the dotted constellations crossing our minds. Really is. Feels like I can reach out and touch the stars. The words were trite, but they seemed to twinkle in the clear sky but they seemed to twinkle in the clear sky like gemstones. Scenery we looked up at went to the reach of the exceedingly vast universe, though. We stood in the center of endlessly expanding space. Yeah, even though there's nothing else peculiar about it. Watching it together is what makes it special.
カメラもないですけど、これだけでも十分なのかもしれませんね。目的があるわけでもなく、特に準備もなく、ただこうして見上げるだけでも楽しいって思います。
That's what we want to convey, after all. What we wanted to tell to everyone through our club activities, what we wanted to pass on, it was a bright sky above you with countless stars. Just as we did now, you could look up on a whim and see their shimmering. There were surely others like that under the same sky even now. We would keep working hard as the members of the Six Stars Club. Keep gathering light and raising our voice in order to reach other people. Someday, we'd leave the club. The Six Stars would shine among the juniors who succeed us. That was the future we wanted to create. And Spring Triangle over there. Seems like the air is clear today. Extending the arc of the Big Dipper, you arrived at the orange glowing Arcturus and white pale Spica. Looking past that was then a beloved Leo. The three formed the Spring Triangle. I've heard that. Arcturus, the nameless herdsman the Boots constellation depicts. And Spica, the goddess of justice Astrea, depicted by Virgo. They held no connection in Greek mythology, but people still paired these dual-colored stars together in the same sky. I heard Arcturus is gradually getting closer to Spica. I read it in some book and I remembered it just now. Yeah, we're talking tens of thousands of years later, but someday, they could be seen right next to each other. In the sky of the far future, we saw at the planetarium together before. Perhaps two shining multicolored stars of matrimony would nestle together in it. Even if we would never see it, someone who felt the same would assuredly remember for us. Yoshioka squeezed my hand. I felt tranquility from her warmth. That could be the after story instead of this, but they decided to wimp out. Her voice tapered off near the end. I felt my own face heat up at her uncharacteristically bold words, but I didn't let go of her hand. Right now she expressed her unconcealed love. If our bond as lovers was to continue further on, then someday, I'm sure we can. We will. Because of that, I decided we would be together forever. Even after leaving the astronomy club, our relationship would continue. We'd place our unfading passion among the romances of the stars and continue our journey to the ends of space. Suppose so. A predestined encounter can change your life at any moment. Red light reflected in my eyes from the western sky when I looked up. Mars, a red planet, the closest to Earth and symbol of the god of war. While wandering through the sky, it occasionally chances upon other planets. Thinking back, that day's stargazing meet and the pile of coincidences that began there connected us, mere friends of the same club. I'm glad I watched the stars. I'm glad I love them. Thanks to that, I was able to chance upon you.
私もです。空見くん。
Looked up and took a deep breath. Also, his coat is really snazzy. I don't know why I noticed that just now. The slight bite of the wind emphasized the heat of our bodies. I don't know why I had such trouble saying emphasize just now. It embellished our time alone together.
何かが違えば、今こうしていなかったかも。ただの友達で終わっていたかもしれません。でも今は、恋人同士になって、そんな今を当たり前に感じてます。運命ですね。
I loved her and she loved me. Through our touches and embraces, that feeling grew even stronger. We would walk together from now on. We'd live on, aiming for the same starlight.
アークトゥルスとスピカ、空の二つ星。私たちを見守っていてください。私は、あなたたちより一足早く、空見くんと重なって光る存在になりますから。
A clear voice echoed into the sky. Her genuinely sweet, lovely, romantic heart had me forever under her spell.
さあ、一緒に約束しましょう。
Showing off.
はい。熱い恋人ですからね。
Raised our joined hands to the starry sky. Just as stars would remain above us forever, we would be together hereafter.
私たちの愛も、永遠に輝く、星のように。
The after story was relatively nice. But I didn't like the after story. The after story was boring! You can't be serving up shit like that after the absolute masterpiece that was Miharu. How dare you? So yeah, anyways, like I said, look at that absolute perfect being there. Anyways, next one is gonna be Orihime. I hope you guys look forward to that. See you next time. Bye bye.